Hi everybody, I'm Mike Calhoun, President of the Center for Responsible Lending.
Hello, I'm Mitria Spotzer, Vice President and Director of Federal Policy at the Center for Responsible Lending.
We're going to talk briefly about a case currently before the U.S. Supreme Court that could not only reduce consumer protections, but also make it harder to regulate banks and protect the nation's financial system from another implosion. The Community Financial Services Association, a trade association for non-bank lenders, filed the lawsuit to stop regulation from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or CFPB. The trade group wants to avoid regulation so that its members can continue to gouge consumers with a range of small consumer loans with predatory interest rates of up to 400% or more. They are challenging the way that the CFPB is funding, saying it's illegal. Mitria, many people don't recognize the significant issues at stake when the court hears argument in this case. What else should we know?
Mike, I'm really glad that you asked that question. Here at CRL, we think that the court really needs to be cautious of the unintended consequences of this case. And that's because the Fifth Circuit's opinion was unprecedented in its interpretation of the Appropriations Clause of the Constitution. Affirming the Fifth Circuit's decision would undermine the CFPB's ability to enforce rules created after the 2008 housing crisis. Those rules were designed to not only protect consumers, but also protect the nation's economy. That type of result could unleash chaos in the financial and housing markets. In fact, Mike, one legal commentator said a ruling in favor of payday lenders could torpedo the nation's financial system. So here are 4 points that everyone should know about this case. First of all, the Fifth Circuit's decision is at odds with both the Constitution and this nation's history. In reality, the CFPB's funding mechanism has been used by Congress for over 200 years. It's the same funding structure that applies to the Federal Reserve and the FDIC and essential programs like Social Security and Medicare. Second, Congress voted to fund these activities outside of the annual appropriations process to ensure stable funding. That's important to remember as another government shutdown looms. Congress also wanted to insulate the CFPB's critical financial regulatory functions from the influence of lobbyists and partisan politics. The other thing that I think is really important to know is that Congress has extensive oversight over the CFPB. The agency, in fact, provides legislators with an annual report of both its activities and its budget. Finally, Mike, this suit, if upheld, would undermine the CFPB's ability to enforce regulations critical to creating fairness in our nation's financial system. Through its enforcement powers, the CFPB has won $17.5 billion in restitution and canceled debts for 200 million people. Payday lenders want to hang on to these illegal gotten profits for executive bonuses and shareholder payouts, while in reality, the CFPB wants to and has returned this money to consumers' pockets to help homeowners who were defrauded by their lenders, depositors forced to pay illegal overdraft fees, and borrowers facing racial discrimination in the financial markets. In essence, these are working people harmed by inaccurate information or discriminatory policies that the CFPB has actively represented their interests.
If the Supreme Court agrees that the agency's funding is illegal, then all actions by the CFPB, including regulation governing mortgage loans and servicing, as well as rules that protect consumers from predatory activity by auto lenders and money transfer services that are used by immigrants and other workers, all of those are illegal?
That's a very real possibility, Mike. But now, I've got a question for you. What exactly should consumers do to keep the CFPB as the cop on the beat and prevent predatory lenders from taking advantage of consumers?
Industry groups are pushing this radical reinterpretation of 275 years of legal precedent because CFPB has forced unscrupulous lenders to be more responsive to consumer demands for accountability. To tell your elected officials that you are among the nearly 80% of voters across the political spectrum who support the CFPB's mission to regulate the financial industry and protect consumers, contact the website on your screen or call this number. Thank you for listening, and help us protect the CFPB so it can protect you.